Solar eclipse, April 8th, 2024, starting. From my perspective, I see pretty much the bottom right corner of the sun beginning to be blocked out by the moon. Actually, myself, never gotten to see a solar eclipse before with my own eyes, let alone a total solar eclipse. Um, Filming from Toledo, Ohio. Totality is expected to happen around 3:50, 3:55, just before 4 o'clock, somewhere in that area. I hope I'm getting this on camera. I can't exactly see my screen because I have my glasses on, so I can look at it as it happens. I may have to adjust here and there. My wrist is probably going to get sore holding the phone like this at an angle. May have to switch hands, I don't know. In Toledo, Ohio, it said it estimated that the eclipse would begin at about 1:56 p.m. And so that's when I started recording to capture the magic. It's events like these that remind us just how small we are in the universe by comparison. I mean, even in just our solar system by comparison, we're nothing more than a mere speck of dust. And it's crazy to think about when you really get into deep thought about it. I mean, just how insignificant we are, but how significant we are to our planet. It's crazy. But I'm here watching it as I record it simultaneously. I'm really excited for totality. What I've heard is during the duration of totality, that stars may be visible during the day. Um, that it is possible to view the horizon of the skyline to where it appears as if the sun is setting. If I'm thinking of it correctly, how I heard it. And I don't know if I'm going to capture it on my phone. I hope I do, with the stars and everything during totality. Um, but I heard that when totality occurs, that we may be able to see the coronas ejecting off of the sun. If I remember correctly, I don't know how accurate this is, but what I heard is coronas should be, I suppose, shooting out into space um, at a distance of about 5 million miles or so. Again, I'm just quoting what I heard. I don't know how accurate it is. But if we're able to capture that with the naked eye, with these glasses, of course, and also on camera, that's going to be something incredible for sure. It will truly be a sight to behold. Again, from my perspective, uh, from what I can see thus far, it looks as if the moon is beginning to pass over the sun at the bottom right corner of it. From my perspective, I don't know if my hand's starting to get shaky. This is starting to hurt my wrist holding the phone in this position. Let me see. That's got to be capturing it. I can't exactly look at the time on my phone due to the fact that I'm recording. Um, if I had to guess, it's about at or close to a quarter after 2 p.m. Again, I'm recording from Toledo, Ohio. It's beginning to look like the moon is starting to cover more of the sun. Again, from my perspective, beginning from what looks to me as the right corner of the sun. I don't know if my camera is capturing the eclipse as it unfolds, but English. I'm hoping that my camera captures a good view as totality occurs. I'm hoping that um, if it turns out to be that we can see stars during the daytime as totality is occurring, that I capture it on my camera. I'm also hopeful that I can capture the coronas coming off of the sun from the edges as totality um, is occurring. Right now, folks, you're watching it as I am. Um, this is not a live video, of course. This will be posted to my YouTube account after I have finished recording the event unfolding. I really hope I'm capturing this. I can't really see my screen at the angle that I'm holding the phone, and I have my brightness on my screen turned down low to conserve battery because I'm hoping my phone doesn't die during the process of me recording the event. I'm really starting to notice now. I'm hoping that I can see it on camera too. I'm going to play it back after I finish recording. Um, I'm really starting to notice now a significant portion of, again, my perspective, what seems to be the bottom right corner of the sun being starting to be eclipsed by the moon. I'm really hoping I'm capturing this on camera too. I'm hoping that my camera can see what I can see with my eyes. I don't remember the exact number, but what I've heard is that I don't remember if it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or so. Um, but the sun is a certain number of times larger than the earth. And the moon is that exact same of that English, that exact same of amount of number times closer to the earth. So that is why that these events are able to happen. It just so happens that, um, I mean, essentially the moon is exactly the appropriate distance away that it needs to be to fully eclipse the sun as it is expected to happen. I'm going to do another hand shift here. Probably be doing that a fair amount of times as I record this event unfolding. Uh, just holding it in the air. Eventually, one arm gets tired, I have to switch. Now, it is said that Toledo, Ohio falls just inside the path of totality. Now, I've done some research on the duration of path of totality. It depends on exactly where you are, within the path of totality. If you're more towards the center of it, you will experience totality for a slightly longer duration. Um, the research that I've done, um, totality of the eclipse in Toledo, Ohio, um, is expected to last roughly 1 minute and 30 seconds. It could vary by a few seconds. Um, Now, I am aware that during the duration of totality is the only time where it is safe to remove your uh, eclipse glasses and view the sky. You can even look directly at it, and your eyes will be safe. You don't have to worry about getting blind. But that is, again, I say that is only during the duration of totality. Before and after, it is highly recommended that you should wear your eclipse glasses. Otherwise, you risk going blind. I'm really excited to see totality. I'm really, because again, I've said, I personally myself have never witnessed an eclipse of, an eclipse to any degree at all. Um, and so, for me, this is really exciting. Me, uh, always having had a real interest in, I always get them two mixed up, astrology, and anything to do with the moon, the sun, our solar system, the galaxy, the universe, anything there is to know, or anything that we may ever know that is yet to be discovered. It's always been something that's uh, very intriguing to me. um, it really looks like, as of right now, a rather substantial portion of, from my perspective, the bottom right corner of the sun is beginning to be eclipsed. Um, I would have to assume that before too long, it'll start eclipsing what appears to me, from my perspective, to be the top right. Um, it almost looks as if it's starting to. I guess it depends on what angle I look at it. If I turn my head slightly to an angle in the right direction, meaning my right, um, it's passing evenly over the sun. So yeah, I suppose. It all depends on what angle you look at it. But if I keep my head straight up, it looks as if it's passing first over the bottom right corner of the sun, more so. And again, like I said, the totality of the eclipse, from what I've researched, is expected to begin, I'd I'd say roughly, just to play it safe, between 3:50 and 4 o'clock p.m. And that is from Toledo, Ohio. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is Eastern time. Okay, just making sure we're still rolling here. Because I just thought of the fact that my phone only has so much internal storage. So I don't know how much of this event I will be able to record at one time. Um, I may have to record and post the event as it is happening in pieces. Um, but I just looked at my screen real quick and seeing that I'm still rolling. So we're still going here. Still going strong. When totality occurs, um, I'll be able to remove my glasses for a few moments and actually record with me being able to see my screen so I can ensure that I am capturing the footage of totality as it is occurring. I'm sorry if my camera seems to be a little shaky. There may be times where it kind of, I guess, goes, I don't know, the view goes to the left or to the right, I'm not sure, but trying to keep it as stable as I can. Again, I'm no, astrology expert or anything, by any means. I just know what I know of the event from doing my own personal research. Um, to anyone who views the video, if anything that I say that I've, I guess learned personally from my own research, if it happens to be incorrect or not totally accurate, feel free to correct me. I want to know what's really true and what's not of this particular event. I feel like that's, sometimes the way of gaining real knowledge is sometimes you have to be wrong. Whether you simply make the wrong assumptions or come to your own inaccurate conclusion, or you're simply misinformed, whether it be slightly or greatly, that's how we all attain our knowledge of anything. but I'm definitely starting to really notice. Well, I have been able to for a little bit now, but as time goes on, I see more and more of the moon beginning to eclipse the sun. It's really interesting. And from the research that I've done, um, I mean, it looks exactly, you know, as described in, certain videos of, I suppose you could call it simulations of the event. I mean, it looks like just a huge black sphere passing in front of the sun. Let's make sure we're still recording here. Yeah, we're still rolling. And I will take note of something like as I'm beginning to, well, not beginning, I suppose it's been going on for at least a little bit now. As the moon eclipses over the sun, um, it has not gotten any darker yet. I don't know if that only really begins to occur at the moment of totality. Um, I mean, I guess we'll observe here as the event unfolds, um, and see if it gets any darker at all before the moment of totality. Now, from what I know, it won't actually darken until totality, but I'd like to see, I guess, just confirm or deny for myself uh, whether or not it will get any darker before the moment of totality. From what I see around me, it hasn't done that so far. Now, when totality, when it begins, um, I know I only have so much time to do, so I'm gonna try to get as much footage of the sky before the end of the duration of totality. Um, I wanted this to be uh, the best shot that I can take, given the fact that I'm just recording here on my phone. I'm just hoping for the best footage that I can possibly capture with what I have right now. Foot's going numb. So is my butt. Oh, wooden chairs, not the most comfortable, but we'll deal with it. It's worth it. I'm really starting to notice now a substantial portion of the sun being eclipsed. Um, I mean, of course, with the addition of the glasses, I'm just looking at the event unfolding with the naked eye. Um, okay, I'm definitely noticing now a lot of the sun being covered. Um, wow, that's interesting. Like I can see the sort of band of light from the one side slowly shrinking. Is totality going to occur faster than I thought it was going to, or what it was expected to? Oh, wow. This is amazing. Like, it was sort of gradual at first, but now it seems to be the band of light on the one side of the sun seems to be shrinking significantly faster. Wow. This is awesome. I now with the glasses of course I can only see so much of the brightness, you know. Um but I'm wondering right now how much. I don't want to look at it with the naked eye and injure my eyes, but I'm starting to notice that a much smaller part of the light coming from the sun is visible. Like, and I'll be honest here. Like, I know it's not a good idea because it can damage my eyes, but I'm really fighting the temptation to take off my glasses for just a second to see what I can see with the naked eye. But I know that's not a good idea, so I'm not going to do it. Make one last check here and make sure. Okay. Okay, so I did view it for just like half a second with the naked eye without the glasses. Um, I mean, I suppose it's looking significantly darker in the sense that I'm not seeing as much of. I guess I'm not basking in the glow of the sun. I guess I could say. Um, but I'm definitely not. I guess feeling like the rays of warmth from the sun anymore. Um, but there's still definitely quite a bit of brightness. Though when I look at it for like literally just half a second, like I move my shades up, move them down like half a second later, it is starting to appear differently. Okay. Now it's starting to look as if maybe the sun is almost, yeah, just about, I'd say halfway almost. Not quite, but almost halfway covered by the moon. It's interesting because, like, a few moments ago, it looked as if the, I guess, light coming from the sun was quite English, quite rapidly. But now, like, I'm seeing more of it again, but of course, there's not as much because it's beginning to be eclipsed. Maybe my eyes were just adjusting. And I'll probably check my screen periodically through recording this event just to make sure that we're still rolling. I'm going to do it right now. Okay, we've been rolling for just under 42 minutes. And I've also noticed as the sun is beginning to be eclipsed, and of course I'm not cold or anything, um, but since I'm not being hit directly by the rays of the sun, I'm not feeling as warm as I did before. I think that's an interesting thing to note. Just tells you how much energy and warmth we really do receive from our host star. And so I'm beginning to notice again, it may be because the clouds, it may be because of cloud cover. It's kind of coming and going. Um, it looks like that, I guess, band of light from the one side is starting to shrink again. I gotta assume that's because of cloud cover. There's not very much of it, but enough to, I guess, notice a difference a little bit here and there. Yeah, it's gotta be cloud cover that's causing that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I'm still gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna try to set this up to where it's still rolling as I step away for a moment, but I really have to pee, folks. So I'm gonna try to set this up. Give me a moment. Oh, I hope you can still see that. All right, folks, I have returned. Let's see what we can see here. See, try to readjust here. Again, I'm hoping I'm really catching this like as best I can on camera. Make sure we're still rolling. Okay. Okay. And again, I'll note, I think due to the light cloud cover, well, there doesn't seem to be any at the moment, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me because there's really not any cloud cover. I mean, I don't know. No meteorologist, but kind of off and on, I notice the remaining bands of light from the sun that I guess isn't covered seems to be dimming and I guess brightening again. It's doing it right now, at least from my perspective, looking at it with the glasses. And from turning my head, looking at it from a different angle, it looks as if a little over half the sun is now eclipsed. I'd say close to two-thirds, roughly. So I am aware that when totality occurs, little tiny, I guess, bands of light will be visible from all like edges of the moon as it's eclipsing the sun. So I guess when I see that is, I suppose, when it will be the beginning of totality. I have not observed that yet. See, now it's, unless it's got to be just my eyes adjusting to the amount of remaining light, because it looks like it's dimming and brightening, like in shifts. Like it'll dim for a second, then it'll brighten. And when totality occurs, I don't know how well it'll capture it, but I'm going to try to zoom in my camera view. We've now been recording for just under 52 minutes. So we're approaching an hour after the beginning of the eclipse. So we should be approaching here in about 8 minutes. It should be about 2:56 p.m. roughly. give or take a minute or two. And again, folks, I will note that, of course, sorry, it is dependent on exactly where you are in the path of totality. Um, that will determine how long totality will last. Um, it is estimated that in Toledo, Ohio, totality will last for roughly 1 minute and last I seen 28 seconds, but we're just gonna say a minute and a half. Um, Now, during the duration of totality, that is the only time that the eclipse can be safely viewed without the aid of your glasses. To play it safe, I'm only going to view it without the glasses for about 60 seconds. I don't want to go blind. We're going to do another shift here, make sure we're still rolling. We're at just under 55 minutes of recording. And I'll tell you what, folks, I'm feeling a pizza for dinner, so I think after the recording of this event, I'm going to get me a pizza. Because that just sounds good. Check again real quick to see if we're still rolling. We're now at 1 hour of recording the event as it unfolds. I'm gonna be really upset if I've been recording this whole time and I haven't gotten substantial footage. Sort of looking around now without the glasses, not directly at it, but just sort of looking around, and these, I guess, it's starting to look considerably less bright outside. It's definitely noticeable. It's not dark by any means, but it's considerably less bright.